What up, y'all? Justin Gay, Seeds of Xanadu, and on this channel we talk about small-scale market gardening, including microgreens I don't grow anymore. I actually am going to be doing some loading our microgreen trays as we go through this video because I need to get this done. I wanted to get another video out to you guys, and just a little fun one, as well as me kind of going over in my head and starting to write out the list as to some newer microgreens that we want to grow around here. These are the new ones: melon, cilantro, chives. The last two aren't that new. We've actually grown those before, but we bought them back. We grow our mix, our radish, broccoli, sunflower, grow pea. Yeah, I think is that it? Anyhow, oh, and also borage. So we grow a fair amount of different microgreens here on the plot, but we don't grow them all. I'm gonna start working. You guys hit the like button, all that kind of stuff. So just off the top, y'all, the reason I don't grow a lot of these microgreens anymore, you really have to do a couple of criteria, right? Or it's because they don't fit in, kind of have to fit in order to hang out around here. You just overall didn't do well inside of the system. I have a lot of greens, y'all, that just don't do well back here. It's not that I haven't tried, they just do not do well. And as opposed to me constantly trying, I'd much rather focus on what does grow well back here, capitalize on that. But that being said, I do play around, and I have been playing around even more so with different grow lights. Who knows? There might be a resurgence on some of these other microgreens that we mentioned right now. The other one, y'all, is they just didn't sell well. All right, y'all. So the number one, these are in no particular order at all, y'all. Number one is charred. You can actually put beet or bull's blood and spinach all in the same group. We'll not be growing these anytime soon, mainly because they were extremely light. And they just yielded horribly here. I had very sparse, very poor germination with all three of those. So yeah, at first the holes did suck. God damn, they did suck. And if you do grow those or want to grow those, it's just laying either perlite or vermiculite on top and just letting them kind of grow through that, and that should hold on to the holes. I feel like I did a couple different things. I think that was probably the main one. And then when I did get a decent germination, especially at that time, they were just so light, I really didn't know how to really manage the whole situation. Not to mention, they took a long time as well, y'all. Everything that I pretty much don't want in a microgreen. That being said, however, I grow outdoors mainly. A lot of people grow indoors. The indoor growers I've seen actually look like they do fairly well with those varieties, man. So if you are an indoor grower, I definitely would suggest giving them a shot. I would say give them a shot even in your own climate, man. My microclimate is not going to be your microclimate. These are just what I experienced in mine. Another one that I don't grow anymore. Well, it checks all the boxes, you know what I'm saying? It grows fairly easy around here, grows really fast around here. I guess I can't say it checks all the boxes. The biggest box that it does not check is that it did not sell well. And I think mainly because I just wasn't that into the flavor myself, especially at the time. But I might play around with it again just to see. Buckwheat, y'all. A lot of growers don't even talk about growing buckwheat as a microgreen anymore. Back in the day, I would hear people talk about it a lot more, and I think it's just because of that reason. The flavor isn't that great. Yeah, that's kind of the biggest thing, and so a lot of people aren't into it. You can get away with selling it a lot though at your health food stores, possibly in other ethnic markets. The seed is pretty inexpensive. It does grow up really tall, relatively fast, so it does bring people to your booth possibly. However, yeah, the flavor to me just is not there, but it does have a long list of health benefits. So maybe looking at buckwheat. I think I might look into buckwheat again. I don't know. Like, again, it might work at a couple different places, but it's nothing that I would really try to give a lot of space to. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot of space in here right now, so we'll see about buckwheat. Another one that's much like buckwheat in that it grew actually fairly easy. At the end of the day, for whatever reason, people just didn't like it. Fingreek. I normally find the markets with a higher Southeast Asian demographic traffic. You might be able to get away with selling fingreek. Here's the problem with that. A lot of cats in that community actually can grow their own fingreek fairly easy. And so when you tell them a price, a lot of times they're just gonna laugh and walk away knowing that they can grow a bunch of it at home. Fingreek for me just didn't do very well. Very easy to grow, but at the end of the day, it just would take up space here because even though I could sell it, I would have to drop the price down tremendously. So it would actually have me losing money here because of the amount of space it would take up for me to sell a product at a lower price. Lactating mothers, people with liver issues, you probably want to look at Fingreek. One that more than likely I'm going to start growing around here just for us around here, but probably will never take it to the market. It's kind of spacious in here, I know. And when I seed and as well as load and do all this stuff, I normally move my microgreens out front just so I can have space, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like space. Can't believe the place is getting small. Done. Cool. Another one we really don't grow too much around here, Amaranth. Hopi red dye Amaranth, or any of the red Amaranths, or any of the Amaranths. Any Amaranth. The reason I don't grow those anymore is because those seeds, y'all, are extremely small, which leads to a very thin, delicate microgreen that oftentimes just kind of melts back here in our system. But that being said, Amaranth has always been one that was pretty much grown as a seasonal crop around here anyway, so I only grow it really in the summertime. This summer, I didn't grow it. I do, however, like growing it for myself. Just because I feel as though it's one of the best stir-frying greens that you could ever eat. Love the way Amaranth tastes. That's stir-fried though. As a microgreen, it tastes pretty good, but at the same time, I feel as though it looks better than it tastes. Could go over well with your restaurants. It's actually light in weight after you bag it up or whatnot, so you need to price accordingly there. But again, it just doesn't have that much of a flavor profile raw to me. I mean, there is definitely a nice earthy taste that's there. It just didn't do well. Yeah, after a while, it just didn't sell that well. At your farmers market booths, you will find that Amaranth, that beautiful red color, will attract a lot of people to your booth. So it might be worth just growing, you know, a couple trays just for that reason alone. I have no idea what number I'm on. Basil. Basil is one that I wish I can get growing around here. We do grow 2 main herbs here, actually technically 3 herbs here in the borage, but we grow the cilantro, chive, and borage, if you want to consider borage a herb. We also used to grow chervil as well. A lot of people just didn't understand what it was. It might be one that actually comes back around here, to be honest with you, because I actually like chervil. For those of you that do not know, chervil, it tastes like if a cilantro and like anise kind of got together and had a baby. That's kind of what chervil tastes like. It tastes great on fish. I love it. We eat like a lot of fish here. Very aromatic. And it takes right about the same amount of time, if not slightly less time than cilantro. So chervil might be making a comeback around here. Basil, on the other hand, woo, basil's a heartbreaker, man, because basil will grow really well for you for the first couple weeks, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, basil's just gone. You'll get like 1 or 2 crops out of it, and then all of a sudden, it just doesn't. It's me personally, I just had all kind of different mold issues with basil. First couple weeks, oh my God, it looks like I am the basil king. Yes, basil. I know how to grow basil now. But then it always comes to pass that I just do not, it gets pounced on with mold. I have grown basil out here. I've also grown it indoors, under lights. It is on the longer end of days in terms of how long it actually takes in this system to get harvest ready. A lot of people do like basil. And if you guys have any tips or suggestions out there for growing basil, drop them down below, man, because yeah, basil's always been that one. Again, I can get it to grow, I can get it going, and then all of a sudden, it just goes to hell. Basil, that one's a heartbreaker, man. That one's a heartbreaker. Last, but definitely not least, one that I just have not grown for a long time, and I think the main reason I do not grow it anymore is because people just didn't buy it. It grew fairly well. It didn't give me too many problems, but it did take a little bit of time. It grew okay. Okay, a minute since I've grown it, like I said before, so I can't really remember all the nuances of it. Carrot, yeah, that was one I thought was really gonna do really well. It just didn't. Might make a comeback, man. There's a couple other things I've been wanting to play around with when it comes to carrot microgreens, so I might bring that one back just for those things. You guys can see a lot of these are ones that actually might come back, because I do not like giving up. I love a challenge, y'all, and I hate defeat. Sometimes the charred and beat bull's blood, yeah, more than likely I ain't bringing them back. I'll grow other colorful things in their place, right? It's kind of know when to fold them, at least for that time. And then you can come back to them a little bit later on, you know what I'm saying? When your systems get a little bit more developed, when you get a little bit more time. However it is, when you're expanding, you have the room to expand. Yada, yada, yada. Go back to those old seeds and play around. I love having these little conversations because it's actually made me remember a lot of the reasons as to why I don't grow certain things. At the same time, why I don't grow certain things, maybe I could start growing those things again, if not just for myself and my family, because of other reasons. But yeah, y'all, I'll talk to y'all soon. Hope this one helps. Peace.